How's it going? How's it going, Andy B? I got 314 subscribers today. Well done, brother. Somebody, can you drop a good noodle Discord and get my birthday wishes from him and pins so that I will send that to you later, Andy B. I didn't even know good news. I've got his Discord address, but I didn't know he had an actual Discord. How's it going, Crystal? What's good, Chris Gray? How are we all doing today? Joey the Weed Ninja, what's good, man? How are we all doing? Frankie, the top shotter. I don't think I'd last a week, brother. Imagine getting weed off me. God damn. Oi, Frankie, I'm probably not going to stick around. I'm with some pals tonight. Sounds good, bro. I didn't know you had friends in real life. It's awesome. I'm not really hanging out too long myself. I'm gonna be here for about maybe like an hour or so. I'll wait for Dougie to pitch up and do the usual bouncing over. I think that's basically the plan. Um, I've had such a long week. Sick one shirt, but I've worn this a couple of times, but I've realized, yeah, I've always got like the microphone like here, so it's like it hasn't been helpful. What's your craziest hood near you? I live in the burbs, bro. I haven't seen a black person in ages. I miss it. But yeah, I've had a pretty long weekend. I'm gonna hang out for maybe about an hour. Good to see you as well, No Chill. How was the holiday? It looked like you had a pretty chill, good time. I've got my holidays coming up in a couple of weeks. Still haven't worked out what I'm gonna do yet, but I'm going live with my Indian friend for UFC. I can't stick around. Can't you just say it's your friend? No, when it's an Indian friend, you kind of got to state it. Hope you have a good one, man. I'll try and send some viewers your way as well, assuming we get any around here. It's gonna be like I think there's gonna be a lot of people streaming tonight. It's a pretty big one. It's been a little while since we've had some genuine excitement for a card, and I think a lot of people are gonna be streaming for it. But fair play, bro. Are you hopping on for the prelims, or are you gonna play it by ear? I've got my parlays locked and loaded. My silk pajamas is ready to go as well. Absolutely crashed out when I was on the top of the leaderboard. Fucked it up. I had only one drink last night. I had to remain respectable for Charles. I haven't had a drink since we did the Sean O'Malley and Marab card. I just can't hack it anymore. I'm too lightweight. I just heard from Brutally. I was supposed to go to the BKFC event this weekend, but my son got quite unwell. So I stuck around for the weekend, and it sounds like they're having a fucking blast. They are off their tits. So it made me slightly more jealous than I would have been. But yeah, hopefully next time we can get something going. What time's Doug going on, Nacho? I'm assuming in about 45 minutes. Something like that. Who's this Indian friend you're talking about, Nocho? Is it somebody that is it someone that we've encountered before? 11 fights on International Fight Week card I didn't know it was 11. And the thing is, yeah, it's gonna be slow as well. There's gonna be like 30 minutes in between each fight. It's gonna be a disgrace. Yeah, I think I'm off the boost for a while. They tax it so much here. I'm paying out the ass for it. Um, I mean, the tax is one thing. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I did so much damage to my liver over the decades that I get one drink and I'm like, I don't get drunk very easily, but I can feel like, I'm getting jabbed right in the liver and I'm not feeling it. So, yeah, I'm gonna stay off it for the foreseeable future. I've actually got a wedding to go to next weekend, so I might break out. I might have a couple drinks for that, but nothing off the rails. Yeah, I assumed you were. I'm probably gonna hang out in Dougie's chat as well because I actually got some decent sleep during the day today. Got a few hours in, so we'll see how I do. How's it going, Paradox? Was good, brother. Are you going live as well tonight? Are you gonna do a panel of some sort? As you know, I'm not doing a. I was just saying to the boys, I was speaking to Paradox about this before. I was supposed to go to BKFC this weekend, but it all went kind of tits up. But I still don't have the energy to do a whole card. I just figure I'll warm some of the balls up, you know how we do around here. And then nice one shirt. Appreciate that, Chris. I actually got this in Thailand when I went to go watch one in at the Lumpini Stadium and completely fucked up the start time. But I figured I'd take home some merch for the occasion anyway. Still was a great trip, but I definitely fucked up that one. I went over there with the express idea to take my shot at Stamp Fairtex and completely fucked it up. I want to see Oliveira front kick Ilya like Chandler versus Ferguson. Um, I'm still undecided about that fight. I'm going with Ilya, but I'm very nervous for it. Well, I'm nervous in the sense that I kind of want Ilya to win, as I spoke about in the last stream, just because of all the storylines. But I like both guys, so it feels like a win-win. How you doing, B7? I got new edibles to bust out for today's card. I've still never done an edible. I should steal some off my students. They bring them into school all the time and get fucked up. So I should confiscate them, and then got myself some free drugs right there. Chat tree committed war crimes. What war crimes were these? I'm still rocking a shirt. I like the one shirts. What up, Frankie? It's 3 p.m. here, and I'm already pretty drunk. I've been hyped for Oliveira and Tapiria, and I might not even make it there. Let's go. Um, yeah, sounds like you probably won't. I'll tell you this though, yeah, like I didn't realize there was only 11 fights on this fucking card. It's gonna be a slog. I've got into playing Stardew Valley though over the last couple of days, so I'll probably just fuck with that while the card's on, and then put it down whenever something interesting's going on. How's it going, Grimes? What's good, my boy? Tim Denham, you fucking legend. How you doing? You can write cunts. It's fine. They shouldn't. They shouldn't stop you from messaging for that, right? Yeah, gotta keep the youth safe. Take their drugs, and also, I've got to like test them out for them as well to make sure they're not taking anything fucked up. How you doing, Torrin? What's good, my man? I'm good. I've had a fairly not uneventful weekend, and I love it. It would have been better to be over with the boys, but things happen. It is what it is. Speaking of the boys right now, brutally, are you on your way home from the event? I'm assuming you are. Isn't it's actually 14 fights? There we go. That makes much more sense. Oh no, it's 11, but it's usually 14. I think that's why they went. I think that's why they went so hard on that guy that they drafted in at the last minute and then fired him for missing weight. I thought that was a little bit harsh, but they really needed something else on this card because it's going to be brutal. The only way we get like a regularly paced card tonight is if we get a lot of decisions, and nobody wants that. So if I was you boys, I'd be expecting 20, 30-minute wait times minimum in between fights. It's going to be disgusting. Yeah, they do sometimes with the swear words. I think worst case scenario is your message just doesn't go through. I've never really understood this. I think if you're modded, you can do what the fuck you want, which is strange to me. So it's a weird policy thing because you can say what you want if you've got a fucking wrench next to your name, but so they can't claim it's like they're trying to, stop swearing and all that shit. I've put the stream up as an adult stream, so I don't know what the excuse is. Anyway, sorry about that. Tim's boyfriend doesn't let him swear online. This is why I love you Aussies, yeah. You Aussies banter in a very similar way that Brits do, which makes a lot of sense, seeing as you are our criminal cast-offs. Shout out to you fucking dirt-ridden legends. Anyone got any hot parlays going that I can jump on the back of? I've got 2 going at the moment. I always put a little bit more money into a numbered card, especially when it's a pretty big one. But yeah, I'm with you boys. For an international fight week, this is pretty disgraceful. It kind of gets masked over a little bit because the main card is actually not terrible. I think the 5, 6 fights on the main card are decent. I like that we're getting to see Joshua Van again. He had one of my favorite performances this year. So Michael Johnson, Daniel Zellhuber was supposed to be on the UFC 317 card, but he got moved to 318. I'm assuming there were good reasons behind that. It was probably an injury or a. I don't think they just pulled it off because I don't. This card couldn't afford to lose anything. How you doing, Lane? I've got Royval, Pantoja, and Charles paying 17 point. That's not bad. It's. I'll be honest with you. Like I haven't put any money on a straight up winner for Charles versus Ilya. I've just got it to make the second round, which I got at like pretty much evens to beef up one of my parlays. I don't even know if it's going to get to a second round. But that for me felt the best way of making money from it. Tracy Cortez. I've actually gone against Tracy Cortez. I went against her on silk pajamas. I promised myself I wasn't going to bet on any women's MMA fighters for silk pajamas, but I couldn't find any value on it. So, and I think she's fought better competition, and I think Tracy Cortez is shit. The only problem is if it goes to a decision, they're probably going to give it to her because for some reason they think she's hot and marketable, when really she sounds like a man and she's like a free. So I got to do Bronx upsetting everybody tonight by beating Superior. I'm not. I can't argue with that. Honestly, for the value that you're going to get for it as well, you kind of have to go for it. There's no value betting Superior, and with so many of the unknowns, I don't think you play Superior straight up. I'm with Timmy. Like I don't like it for betting. The best value I could find on that fight was it making the second round, and even that I'm like, ugh, I don't know. Cortez desperately needs the wins to keep her OnlyFans viable. I don't really understand why anyone uses OnlyFans. Are people unaware that porn is free? Am I the only one who knows about this? Who the fuck is paying for OnlyFans? How you doing, Cheds? What's good, my man? What's your money on tonight? Where you laying down that cheddar? By the way, if you fuckers could like the stream, if you just come in, I'd appreciate it. In the know, people won't agree with this take, but I feel the Bronx should walk forward against Ilya if he wants to win. Because if it's just in the center of the cage, Ilya pieces him apart all day, every day. Yeah. A lot of this week has been centered on people demonstrating some of the weaknesses in Ilya's game, and they are there to exploit. Like how he hooks and then drops the lead hand in, and he leaves a nice space for a straight left. It could get exploited because Charles does that a lot, but I'm telling you now, yeah. If this fight goes to the ground, Ilya is gonna show why he's the fucking man. Ilya is way better on the ground than people realize. Damn, Moicano is an underdog. Yeah, he actually opened as a favorite. A lot of money has gone on Vanille. I think obviously you've got a lot of MMA casuals in here that saw him get fucking steamrolled by Islam pretty easily, and they're going against him because a lot of money must have come against Moicano. I have so much money on tonight. I got everyone. That could be a very successful strategy. They're pretty much paying to act like a girl is just they're pretty much paying to act like a girl is actually sending them nudes. They're pretty much paying to act like a girl. Oh, right there. Oh, I got you. Sorry, I read that really badly. I guess I get what you're saying. It's really easy to do that though. It's not hard to get. It's not hard to get a female to send you nudes. You just got to put in 1 to 2 days of work. A little bit of small talk, a little bit of chatter. Job will get done. I don't really prescribe to that kind of thing myself because I'm not a simp, but I've got most of my money on Benny. Really? I think Moicano is going to win, but I think it's going to be razor close. I just think Benny's age. I know they're a very similar age, but I think he's aged way worse than Moicano has, and Moicano's been a lot more active. So I'm gonna go with Moicano, and I think he wins. I think he wins I think the first round's close. I think the second round he wins clearly, and then the third round Benil kind of lays on him. That's what I'm going with. And you're going to be getting to a decision thinking, "Fuck, I don't know." Moicano's already made enough money, in my opinion. I can't see how Benny has a chance against Moicano. I can see it. Very similar styles. I just think Moicano's a better striker. How you doing, Crossover? What's good, man? Everyone subscribe to Crossover MMA if you haven't already. Fucking great channel over there. Cross, are you doing a live tonight? Because I'm only hanging around for a bit. I've figured out I've discovered that I need alcohol to get myself through watch-alongs, and I just my tiny liver can't take it anymore. Laying Ilya, but I'm not betting on it unless up a lot for the day. Don't like that fight. I don't like it at all as well. I don't like the straight up bet on that at all. On those two, I'd rather stay the fuck away from it. My buddy's goat just licked my phone. Almost timed someone out. That old excuse, yeah? That old chestnut. When the fight was first booked, I was leaning towards Dariush, but now I'm leaning Moik. That's a fight I've stayed away from gambling on. I actually have put a little money on Moik. He's part of one of my parlays. And it's just because like I said, it's more to do with Dariush and where he's at than where Moicano's at. I've got $100 on the first fight going over 1.5 rounds. You've heard that, all people. Bet against that immediately. I don't mean to shit on you, Cheds, but every time I've seen you come in here and do this, you fucked up the first fight several weeks in a row. But that might mean that you're due for the end of a streak. So hopefully it's tonight, man. I hope Tracy Cortez loses. Yeah, her voice really puts me off. Yes, so you're doing a watch along for the main card. Shout out, bro. I don't even know if I'm still gonna be awake. I think I might set an alarm and make sure that I'm awake for the main card. The prelims aren't terrible, but like I'm not that bothered. I'm still in my apathetic. This card really needs to blow my balls off to get me back in the game again. It's gonna win this time. I believe you, bro. I mean, you're doing it with two fucking chunky heavyweight. I mean, Janata Deniz is powerful. I don't even know who the guy he's fighting is. I'm assuming you're talking about the heavyweight fight, yeah? Janata Deniz and that guy who came in to replace him last minute. Surely Janata Deniz is gonna knock his head off in the first round. But you must have got mad odds on that. I'm nervous as hell for the main event. Who do you want to win, Torren? You've got Ilya by brutal KO. When the fight was announced, I immediately thought Ilya. But like, and knockout was the way. It's hard not to pick Ilya by knockout. It's hard. Guy's a fucking savage, but Charles Oliveira is very good. And I'm not sure about this going up a weight thing. I'm really not. Frankie, did my ears deceive me? You're going live during the main card. No, crossover MMA is. I'm literally gonna hang out here for like, I don't know, about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I'm gonna head over to Dougie's and have a gay old time, mate. How you doing, Kerry? Shout out to you, Rob's neighbor. Again, if you're a car enthusiast, get your asses over to Rob's neighbor. Give the guy a shout. Excellent channel over there, and gives something that not a lot of people on here do. So shout out to that guy. Denise is fighting Alvin Hines, I think. Cheddar has does Alvin Hines have a bit of a chin on him? I don't know who that guy is. If Charles wins, I'll cry tears of joy. Is it because you're an Ilya hater or a Charles lover? I'm assuming a Charles lover. Ilya's kind of hard to hate. I got Mike at $17 against Turner and then 11 against BSD. I'm up for life with the money, Moik, no matter what happens, for sure, man. He was a dirty underdog in both of those. I was one of the very few people, and Crossover can testify to this. I was one of the very few people who picked Moicano to win that fight. I just know ball. I just know game. I am a picks connoisseur. I'm the best in the game. No retardation can get in my way. I can spot it from a mile off. Ilya is going to surprise Ilya with his power. He's going to surprise himself. I think the difference I'm expecting, Torren, is when he cracks him, yeah, Ilya's not going to be afraid to get down there with him. I said this in my last stream. The reason why Charles is so effective getting smashed is because he knows everyone's afraid to get down there with him, and it gives him a little bit of time to recover. I don't think Ilya's going to give him that time. I think he's going to get down there with him and fucking bounce his head off the canvas. But Ilya can be hit. What's good, Frankie? How you doing, 509? I haven't seen you for a bit. Thoughts on Josh Thompson? That's hard to say. Trying to call out Nate Diaz and Anthony Pettis for a fight. Even talks with Scott Kumar and BKFC. Nah. I don't know why he's doing this. It's pathetic. He knocked Nate Diaz out once upon a time, didn't he? I don't know why Josh Thompson suddenly feels the need to get back in there. What's Scott Coker doing these days? Is he involved with BKFC? I love Charles and dislike Ilya. I used to hate Ilya, but he's grown on me a little bit. But Charles was my favorite fighter for years. Charles Oliveira gave us one of the best and shortest title runs in UFC history. I mean, it wasn't all that short, but you know what I'm saying. Every time you got a Charles Oliveira title fight, it was always exciting. My long shot parlay is Pantoja, Oliveira, Araujo, Moicano. I love it. I love that parlay. I think Araujo is very, very, very undervalued because Tracy Cortez is shit and Araujo is for everyone. And she's not going to get like starched out. She's not going to get knocked out by Tracy Cortez. The reason why you play Araujo on that fight is it's definitely going to go to a decision. And you've got every chance in a women's fight of it being scrappy and a bit shitty. So either one of them could win it. You basically take it on the odds that it's going to go to a decision. No one's getting finished. And she might get the nod. And she's like a plus 250 or something. Knocked him out of a head kick. Yeah, that's wild. Josh Thompson is just, I think he goes into that like Luke Rockhold, Carlos Ulberg thing. You know, like blessed with looking, like being really good looking, but then they spoil it every time they fucking open their mouths. Josh Thompson is in that crew. That crew of just zero game losers. Yeah, Lane, I like that. I like that parlay a lot. There's every chance one of them might come unstuck. I think the Oliveira one's going to be the tricky one, but I can see why you're playing it. And for those odds, stick a little cheeky something on it. I can see that. I can see that being having high potential. I'll put it that way. Josh Thompson said he wants the rematch because he wants to retire on a W, a fight that he knows will be his last. Dustin Poirier inspired him, I think. No one cares about Josh Thompson. He has no fans. Zero. And if he wanted to retire on a zero, he should have kept going for a little while longer. You don't take 3 or 4 years or however it's been out of the game. I think Nate Diaz would fuck him up now. I genuinely do. So I kind of hope he does it. And if he does BKFC, he's definitely going to get fucked up. There's no way he's going to get the Nate Diaz fight. I think he could get the Pettis fight because they wouldn't have to pay Pettis at a ridiculous amount. But for Nate Diaz now, he's a big name out there now. You need to be able to bring something with you as well. And nobody cares about Josh Thompson. Nobody. Nate Diaz would have to carry that entire thing. So I say no, sir. As much as I'd love to see him get chinned again. Yeah, I'm with Joey though. I wouldn't be 100% accurate it's going to cash, but I feel like there's a high probability, and those odds, like I said, you got to go for it. What do you guys reckon is going to be fight of the night though? I'm not even sure myself. Let me have a look. Tonight's going to be a big night for Brazil. I think I'm going for the Roy Val and Joshua Van fight. I think that's gonna be I think that's gonna be a barn burner. Tonight's gonna be a big fight, big night for Brazil, capped off by Oliveira speaking gibberish at a million miles an hour. Could Tony Ferguson still beat Josh Thompson? No. No, Tony Ferguson can't beat anyone. Pantoja versus Kai could be a good fight. I like that it's 5 rounds. I think Kara France is just gonna get out grappled. I know his takedown defense good, but I think he's gonna have to deal with a lot of time carrying Pantoja on his back. I think there's gonna be times when the fight takes a break, but we're gonna get good moments where they trade. And the fact that it's 25 minutes makes it a good shout. Because even if we get those lulls, we're still gonna get like action in between. So I can go for that. I'm actually looking forward to this card. I'm not like majorly hyped or anything. I'm not, but I'm gonna stay up for it. I'm gonna hang around in some of the chats. I think it's gonna be good. I'll get a little Stardew Valley play going on as well. But yeah, Pantoja Kai is not a bad shout for fight of the night. I'm going with Joshua Van because every time I watch this guy fight, he just I think Joshua Van's gonna lose, but I think he's gonna have some really good moments. He's got such a bright future. I've got Kai by KO in round 1 and 2. So he's gonna knock him out, and then he's gonna wake him up and then knock him out again in round 2. I love it. I know what you're saying, by the way. I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, I can see a lot of scrambles and ground strikes in that fight. Yeah, I could see that as well. Pantoja inside the distance. I think if you're gonna do a prop on that fight, I would do Pantoja by sub. That should boost the odds quite a bit. I'm pretty interested to see how Lima does against Talbot. I think Lima handles him, but you never know. I think Lima is going to wrestle the fuck out of him and beat him up on the ground. I think Talbot's very low flame right now is going to be completely extinguished after this. I think Talbot's going to get destroyed. But do you know what? Yeah, I kind of give him respect for taking this fight because stylistically, it's a very tough one. I think the UFC have maybe given up on him and just gone, fuck it. We might as well get Lima a name in the meantime. Frankie, we need a good card in totality. Mace pulls out. Marab dominated Sean. Buckley couldn't fight. Jamal stares at. I'm less critical of the Buckley fight, you know. I actually thought Buckley managed to kind of turn things around later on in the fight, and he showed that he's got some things that he can at least work on. And as much as I like to goof on Usman, it was good seeing him come back and get a win. I've got Roy Val. I think he schools Van way too early for. He schools Van if he has the right game plan. If he stands there and boxes with him, he's gonna get touched. Van's got the best boxing in flyweight by a country mile, and his takedown defense is improving all the time. He's not a good wrestler, and he's not amazing on the ground, but his scrambles are amazing. So yeah, I think that's going to be a very close fight to call. I think it being even money is about right. If it was a 5-round fight, I would have Roy Val all day. But it being 3 rounds is making me a bit wary. Because you just got to think to yourself, can Van stuff takedowns for 2 rounds and land more than Roy Val? He very much could. So I see the 2 Brazilians are going to be counted out. Pantoja's definitely winning. Talbot's going to spark him in the first round. No. If Kai Kara France wins, though, it's got to be that way. It's got to be chinning him out because as soon as Pantoja downloads that data, and he's already beaten once before, it's game over. Yep, Talbot gets destroyed. Timmy knows the game. Buckley Usman was interesting and good main fight. I enjoyed the fight. I thought Buckley adjusted. I'm still a Buckley fan. I picked against him. In that fight, but I'm still a fan of his. And he's shown he can go away and work on some things. So I think Buckley comes back better. How's it going, Giuliano? Hope you're feeling a lot better, bro. I think Talbot gets ripped apart too. Thanks for checking on me when I was in the hospital, Frankie. Thanks for saying that just so I'd read it out, you motherfucker. But I hope you're feeling better. Giuliano had an aggressive case of herpes that covered his entire body, and it needed medical treatment. Spread that narrative far and wide. But all jokes aside, man, I hope you're doing much better. It's going to be a full dominance night for Brazil. Could be. Could be. I don't mind an all Brazil, like an all Brazil parlay at all. Boom, we have arrived. Tino, we need some news. This is a personal message to you for one of the channels that I love more than any on this fucking platform. We need some transfer news soon, bro. I'm getting concerned. But I hope you're doing well, sir, and having a great weekend. I'm assuming you're going to be watching the fights with the rest of us losers. When Tim agrees with you, that's when you know you're cooked. Typical Aussies. Aussies are like crabs. They just eat each other alive. Usman is arse. He's going to sit around and wait for a title shot. He's not going to get one. He's going to get Bilal Muhammad, whether he likes it or not. Because he's going to have to... The person I feel sorry for the most in welterweight with all this is Shavkat Rakhmonov. Shavkat Rakhmonov is going to have to fight again to get a title shot. And it's not his fault that he's injured. He stayed on the card, fought injured, beat a very good guy, and now he's not back until 2026. There's no way he comes back to a title shot unless he's very lucky, and the cards just kind of fall in his favor. Frankie says, relax. I'm always relaxed, brother. Buckley will always keep the craziest KO in UFC. Nothing's topping that kick. I still jerk off to that kick. And it's mad that I've forgotten off the top of my name the guy that he beat, but he's gone on to like do really well in PFL, and so fair play to that guy because I'm surprised he was willing to get back in the cage again after that. I don't know why I can't remember his name. Oh, Impa Kasanganay. I knew it was in there somewhere. Pantoja is very hittable and Kai can crack, but I guess we will see how much longer the Pantoja chin can last. Kai looked very good in his last fight, but Steve Erceg was never that good. So I'm not ready to... Pantoja for me it's a weird one, yeah, because I have Mighty Mouse as my GOAT, but I have Pantoja as having the best flyweight career of all time. Because his CV is just better than Mighty Mouse's. But I have Mighty Mouse as the overall GOAT of the sport. For not just what he did in the UFC, but what he did when he went to ONE and the stuff, doing it clean and all that shit. The most powerful hitter in lightweight history is going to spank Pan. I'm so surprised that Timmy feels this way. Steve Erceg was never my friend. Who were you going for in that fight, by the way? Because obviously it was two. Is what's his name? Is Kai Kara France Aussie or he's from New Zealand, right? Or like one of those dirty islands just on the outside. Yeah, Impa Kasanganay. I managed to dig it out of my brain just at the last second. Steve Erceg looks like a librarian. So the fact that he's that good at fighting, I've got to give him props. Because for him to look at himself in the mirror and say, I'm gonna go fighting is mad to me. He doesn't pass like his own eye test. Erceg all day, fuck Kai Kara France. I mean, the thing is of Erceg, yeah, at least he might not be the greatest fighter in the world, but at least he got to the pinnacle of the sport. Or close to touching the pinnacle, Very hard to get a title shot in this game. And he did it after 3 fights. So fair play to him. I don't think we're going to see him anywhere near that again, though. Sorry, brother. Sorry to rain on your barbecue. On your Barbie. Chris Gray, why are there loads of Indian flags in my chat? You know how I feel about India. Love you all. Did you see No Chill got Jubilee on his channel? Oh, that's the Indian flags. Who is Jubilee? I'm assuming it's some other big YouTuber that I've somehow never heard of. Kai is New Zealand, but we want Aztec dominance in the UFC. Urseg won that fight. He won the Kai Kara France fight. You call in early stoppage, yeah? How was BKFC with Brutally in the chaps? Unfortunately, I had to pull out. My son got ill on the Friday, and I was getting that look from his mother like, "So you're going to the train station, are you?" And to be fair, she didn't really have to give me that look because as soon as my son gets ill, that's game over. I would never leave him at home because I wouldn't be able to enjoy it. I'd be getting drunk, I'd be on the phone all the time. I'd end up going back on like or getting a taxi home or whatever. So once that happened, I knew it was very, very unlikely. But because I was leaving on the Friday and I could have gone on the Saturday, I held out hope. But I mentioned it to him on the morning on Saturday. I said, "Oh, son, daddy's gonna be gone for a couple of hours," and he just started crying. So I was like, "Well, this is up. This is done." So decision was made for me. Family first. People can say what they want about me as a degenerate, and I fucking am one. But when it comes to the little man, that comes first. Urseg beat Pantoja. This makes Kai the champ. Nah, Pantoja won that fight. And the money that I made from that fight is evidence of that. I made a fuckload on that. Damn, bro, that's shitty, but good on you for being a solid dad. Yeah, no, it's like I said, man, when you're a dad, you don't really deserve credit for that. It should be like automatically. I know a lot of dads that wouldn't, but them to me, they're not really dads. But I've been getting messages from Brutally during the afternoon. It sounds like they had a fucking amazing time. He said the atmosphere at BKFC was amazing, which is exactly what I'd expect, especially where it is and what's going on. It had to be a great card, and it had to be a great atmosphere. I couldn't even bring myself to watch the fight live because I'm like, man, I could have been there. But there'll be other opportunities. By the way, just a quick reminder to you boys, if you could hit a like on the stream, I'd appreciate it as always. I'm not going to be hanging around for awfully long. I figure when Dougie makes his move, I will I'll send whoever's here their way. I know that there's a couple of people on already, like No Chill's on. Are you going to try and reschedule to see an event with Brutally and the boys one day? We've got a plan to meet up for not International Fight Week, for the. We're going to do like a creators weekend when the Drickus du Plessis card is on. So when I was a kid, I split my head open messing up. I don't know why I'm smiling while I'm reading this. With a metal pole in the garden, and my dad woke up, seen it, and then went back to bed. And my mum took me to get stitches. Sounds like a cunt, mate. And to be fair, yeah, my dad would have probably. I mean, my dad wasn't there because he was a drunk and had been kicked, and had been kicked out of the house years before that. This is turning into a therapy session. But I'm with you on the evil dad stuff now. I got you, man. I think I'm more soft towards my kids than his mother is. I just am. Joey, have a great one, bro. Enjoy the fights, get high as fuck. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for the panel we've got going. I'm gonna send out a few invitations tonight. There's a few I've found a new guy that I think will be very entertaining. I'm gonna try and hook it up. You're not gonna raid Gilly. I didn't even know Gilly was on. I have like a bro code arrangement with my boy Dougie. Gilly just hit 100,000 subs. He should be raiding me. I was about to say raiding my ass, but then it sounded incorrect. That's what I'm saying. We could do Cage Warriors. We could do a boxing event. There's loads of shit we could do. Frankie, have you noticed when a fighter has success in a certain move, they just spam it? Hyder Emil spams hooks. Diego Lopez spams hooks. Max kept spamming kicks against Ilya. Ilya just spams overhands. That's the thing. There's so much tape on these guys now that like you've got to be willing to change up the game every time you go in there. Come with something a little bit new. But it's very, very hard. It's the same mentality in anything. It's like when I play like a video game, for example, I am the most uncreative cunt when I play video games because once I find something that works, I just spam it and it takes the enjoyment completely out of it. And even though I know I'm making the game shit, I'm like, well, this is the easiest way to success and I'll just keep doing it. when I could do way more creative shit and just enjoy the game more. But so I think like the same should apply for fighting, but I can understand why people fall into that trope of just like, oh well, this has worked so many times, keep going back to it. But I think the greatest thing about Ilya, and I'm calling this now, like I said, we're gonna see, we're gonna see his ground game get applied today, and we're all gonna be fucking impressed. Mark my words. They're gonna spend some time on the ground, and Ilya's gonna look amazing, and we're gonna realize, oh shit, this guy's complete. Yeah, my dad is evil. Yeah, fuck him, Jensen. I'm sorry. I say it about my dad, and he's already in the ground. Gilly has less viewership, less likes than you right now. Well, he just got started. He's early in the game. He's not a fucking old school granddad veteran like your boy Frankie out here. There's also a lot of competition tonight. I'm not gonna shit on Giuliano. He hasn't said a word about reaching 100K subs. He has been very, very modest about it. I'll put it that way. I'm looking forward to seeing that plaque. I feel like we all own a piece of that plaque. I don't know about you guys. When it turns up here, I better see it on full display. Ilya ain't coming through this one, Frank. I don't really mind Jensen, you know. I love Charles. I love me some Charles Oliveira as well. Tracy Cortez L incoming. Juice man, you beautiful son of a bitch. Mark my fucking words. I'm with you all day, bro. I've got a little scratch on Arujo. At plus 200, take my money. They probably will. Frankie, how important is it having a good dad in life? Do you think it shapes the man you are today? I think with anything, it can go two ways. Because the thing is, if you've got like a really good dad, yeah, sometimes you can take things for granted and end up being a total prick. And in the same way, if you've got like a really shit dad, you could grow up and be like, well, I don't want my kids to be like that. And I don't want my kids to miss out on that. So you end up being a really good dad. Or you can end up being a shit dad just like them. I think it depends on individuals, but the statistics will tell you that when people have fucked up childhoods, they go on to be fucked up parents. So statistically, those would be the you'd rather put love and care into a family and hope that they get the same. I like to think that most of my morals and most of my approach to parenting came from my mom. And I do behave a lot like her with my son, minus the breastfeeding. Oliveira's faced big punches before and he's seen it all. I agree with you, Jensen. I said something about this earlier. The reason why I think it's going to be different this time, and I mentioned it earlier on in the stream, everyone's afraid to get down there on the ground with Charles because of what he can do down there. I don't think Ilya's going to be afraid to go down there. Ilya's ground game is a lot better than people realize. And I think he's going to show it tonight. I think when he bangs Charles out, when he connects with Charles and Charles goes down, Charles thinks he's going to get a little bit of time to like recover. And that's how he usually gets back up, reacclimatizes himself, and then starts swinging off again. I don't think Ilya's going to give him that chance. I think he's going to follow him down and batter his noodle in. My dad was a world-class piece of garage. Fuck all bad fathers out there. I'll be real with you. I guarantee you, if I put a poll on right now, was your dad a piece of shit? It would be like 90% yes. Because let's be honest here, we're men and we're kind of scum. So just do your best to be the opposite of that. Let's go, Frank Dog. Let's fucking go, Juice Man. Yeah, it usually plays a big factor. When you look at 90% of serial killers, they come from broken homes. I mean, again, like statistics are always going to back that kind of stuff up. If you grow up in circumstances where you're abused, or it's like how people that grow up getting abused as a child, like sexually abused, they grow up to be child abusers themselves. It's learned behavior. Minus the breastfeeding. Hell yeah, bro. Because I had a feeling I was putting that image in everybody's mind, and I just had to quickly stamp that out. Arujo has been finished once in her whole career 8 years ago. I I don't think we've got to worry about somebody getting finished in this fight. Tracy Cortez is actually not that shit. But I think Arujo's just faced better girls. And at plus 200, it's women. When you get a woman who is quite good, who's a massive underdog, who has experience, you've got to take it. You've got to. You got to. Frankie grappled no-gi with Ilya last time he went to Spain. No, that would be Good Noodle. That's what Good Noodle says when you pop in and there's like jizzle. He was like, no, it was no-gi. We're just practicing no-gi. Both my parents were pretty cool, but definitely flawed. Nobody's perfect. There's going to be disagreements. There's going to be moments when you fuck up. Like I've raised my voice to my son a couple of times and I felt like dog shit afterwards. Like where I've got a bit annoyed with him. And he's 4 years old. Like, but again, I've got the reflective thing about me where I'm like, oh, like I'll instantly turn away and be like, oh man, I've gone too far there. And it's maybe happened 2 or 3 times. But that's as far as it will ever go with me. I don't believe in hitting my kids or like, yeah, it's just not me. That's my style of parenting. Very soft approach. It's all about explaining things, taking time to things. Did you get the one shirt at an event? I got it at the Lumpini Stadium in Bangkok after I missed the event by like 14 hours. But I had a great night the night before, if you know what I'm saying. So that doesn't really matter that much. I was warming up for Riz in Stamp Fairtex and then completely missed the event, but it's not over. I will shoot my shot one day and I will probably fail miserably. Dougie's on the worm. All right, we're going to head over there relatively soon. Love you too, bro. I know you've got fucking modding duties to do. I appreciate you. I'm probably going to hang out for a tiny little bit longer. Just catch up with some of the chat and then head over to Dougie, man. Dougie the legend. If any of you here have still not hit the like button, please do your boy a favor. I've reached a very, very weird point in my channel where I'm kind of sat at the same subscriber count, which isn't really that much of a big deal, but it's still nice to see it go up every once in a while. Oh my, yeah, I remember you telling my story. Bruv, who knew you? But in my defense, yeah, I know it sounds retarded, yeah. Who thought you that an event would have started at 7 o'clock in the morning? Of course I thought it was at 7 o'clock at night. Of course I did. It's not my fault. I should have looked into it, obviously, but Michael Vizi, how you doing? I'm probably pronounced that really horribly. After Kai Kara France sleeps Pantoja, will you put some respect on Kai Kara France's name? Yeah, I will. I will. I've got respect on his name now. I think he's an annoying little dweeb. But I've said this before, yeah. I think Pantoja's a better fighter, but I want Kai Kara France to win because I want him to fight Manel Cap. Manel Cap's one of my favorite fighters. And we instantly get that title shot if that happens. Frankie, do you think Charles O comes in with a red suit, black suit, or what color? I haven't seen his cut. Oh, a red. I think it will be all red with a black tie. That's what I'm going with. It's going to be yellow today, in my opinion. I'm going with red. I'm going with an all red suit with a black tie. Charles looks good in red. Pause. No pause. Bro, when you're comfortable with your sexuality like us Chads are, you can compliment another man and know it's absolutely not gay. You think I don't see my boy sometimes and say, damn, you're looking damn sexy today, sir? I've never said that in my life. But you know what I'm saying? I don't mind saying sexy is the wrong word. Can we cut that? I've let a little bit too much out of the bag there. But yeah, don't be afraid to compliment your fellow brother. Give him a little ego boost. They should open lines for Charles' suit color every time he fights. You know what danger that brings, though. Especially with them Brazilians and those dodgy gambling. Cap is a pull-out machine. That's why he doesn't have any kids. I think he doesn't have any kids because he's secretly gay. Anyone who uses the word faggot as much as he does, definitely takes it up the arse. But I have to back Manel Cap. If you look at actually all the fights that have been cancelled, he's responsible for less than half of them. I think it's like 65% were not his fault. So I've got to push back on that a little bit. We need Manel Cap in the flyweight division. And Michael, if you're a Kai Kara France fan, you can't tell me you don't want to see him fight Manel. I mean, I think the Manel fight's going to happen even if he loses, but I want to see it I want to see it for a belt. You got to see fellow Brit Jonathan Haggerty fight one day. I'm Irish, sir, but Jonathan Haggerty is good. Jonathan Haggerty's done way better than a white boy should ever be able to do at Muay Thai. So he deserves my maximum respect. I'm not like a major fan of his, but if I got the chance to see him live, why not? I'm trying to engineer like going over to Bangkok this summer, and I'd like to go and see a one event. Or we get to see Haggerty fight one day. I would love that, sir. If he's over in the UK, it becomes a lot more likely. In fact, tonight, yeah, I might have a little look at what one events are on, and if there's any on during August in Thailand, just so I can have a good excuse to go out there. Because that's what I need, a good excuse. Cap is the only one in the division who can stand with Kai, and that's what we want, Timmy. We just want a stand-in, and there's real hatred between the two of them. I mean, Cap pretty much pretends to hate everyone he fights, but Cap would bring that excitement. We need Cap to have the belt. I'm telling you now. Flyweight would be Flyweight already has the most skilled fighters in the sport. If you know ball, you know ball. Flyweight has the best guys. But if they had a fucking little zesty little shit talker at the top of the division, it would become recognized as the best division in the UFC. Well, I get suckered if I call Irish people Brits over there. Yeah, we call British people cunts, which is very confusing for me. What are you saying no to, Jensen, specifically? You're saying you don't want to see that fight. And Cap is a cheater, poked Bruno Silva into oblivion and literally chased Asumabayev with his fingers out. The man was terrified. Imagine a black man with his fingers out trying to blind you. Yeah, but here's the thing, Michael, yeah? I don't care about cheating when it's somebody that I like. When John Jones does it, he's scum. When Manel Cap does it, it's all part of the game. Michael Chandler, scumbag. At least I'm honest about it. At least I'm real with it. That's all I'm going to say. But I want to see that fight. I want to see it for a belt. Oh, you're saying no, you don't. We shouldn't see Cap as champion. Be honest, bro. That would be legendary. I just had a $5 bet at 4 on Hines, whoever the fuck that is. Timmy, you're one of those kind of guys, yeah? Have no fucking clue who that is. Let me stick some money on the cunt. I love it. They are all British, in my opinion. Irish folks made it dumb and overcomplicated, trying to be so different. Nah, mate, we're a separate island. We're a separate island. Oh, no one's gonna attack him for calling an Irish person British. Nah, Irish people aren't really like that. We're not really known for being angry people. To be fair, we're just not. We're pretty chill motherfuckers. Has the fight card started yet, by the way? Has the fight card started? Let's have a gander. Nope. Doesn't look like it has. If it does start, somebody let me know, because I'm really bad at this. It looks like we're fairly close to it kicking off. Yep, fighters are allowed to cheat. This is okay with MMA YouTube. No, I'm a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite. All day long, I'm a hypocrite, and I don't care. It's just how we do. All right, so I think what we're gonna do then, yeah, is seeing as our boy who is live at the moment. Let's have a little gander. If you guys could one more time, if you guys could like the stream, I'm really trying to get these fucking views up. All right, before because, you know, I'm a bigger star than Dougie, quite obviously. Has Chelsea versus Benfica resumed? Did England win the under-21 championships, by the way? I want Chelsea to lose. I fucking hate them. Oh, it was halted with a storm. Oh, they're winning 1-0. Fuck. All right. Boys, if we could get over to Douglas's corner, I'd very much appreciate it. Obviously, shout out the channel and tell your boy that we sent you over there. I'm going to be back tomorrow night, same time. I'm trying to set up like a nice little panel. I've got a few. I'm hoping we've got a few surprise people on. We'll see how it goes. I want to kind of enjoy this fight, the fight card, and just you know, get sunk. I was kind of getting going there. It's a shame we're going to fuck off, but I'll catch you all tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get a good panel going. I want to try and get Brutally on as well to talk about his BKFC experience. Have a wonderful fight card. We'll break down all this shit tomorrow. Hopefully we get a banger. We fucking deserve one. I'll post the link one more time. Guys, get over to Dougie's Corner. Show our boy some love. I love you all. Thank you all for sticking with me to start this card out. Have a wonderful weekend. In a bit, guys. In a bit, Jensen. Thanks for hanging out, man. And thanks for sharing all your stories. Take it easy, Timmy. Take it easy, Chris. Take it easy, Lane. Anyone Michael, great to see you in here. Have a great one, boys. Dougie's Corner. Give my boy some love. In a bit.